Hi, it's Edward, back with another video. Please take a moment to click the thumbs up button below and consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your support. I stumbled across a Reddit forum today where someone posed a question. Has Ford become one of the worst manufacturers? This individual says, I live in a rural area where the vast majority of people drive full-sized pickups. I have several friends that have purchased 2023 and 2024 F-150s that have done nothing but break down weeks after getting them. My brother-in-law bought a 2024 and it has left him stranded 6 times in the 4 months he's owned it. These trucks used to be bulletproof. What happened? Both my parents have older Fords that were very reliable. Now it seems Ford has completely fallen off. You know what's really interesting is I sold cars back when I was in graduate school, and I worked at a Chevrolet dealership for a while. A lot of the guys that I worked with drove Ford F-150 pickup trucks because they felt as though they were more reliable than the Chevrolet Silverados that we sold. Now this next commenter said, bad quality control during the production process, cheap quality parts not being made properly or installed properly. It's always been a Ford issue. You can get a good one without issues, or you can get a bad one. General Motors and Stellantis are no different. This next individual said, I had an F-150. The sunroof broke 5 times. The guy finally told me to stop bringing it in. The part is cheap and poorly made. That and the interior dash feels cheaper than the toys my kids get in a McDonald's Happy Meal. Ford better be ready for the F-150 to take a fall. For $80,000, those trucks better have Audi or BMW quality interiors. This next individual said, seriously, because of the huge price range of the F-150, from base fleet truck to luxury whip, there are a lot of cheap interior things and structure carried up the chain from the basic level. The same goes for the base Mustang to the GT500. Well, this person is right. A lot of these expensive Ford vehicles have the same keyless entry fob that the low models have. This next individual said, for reference, Ford's starting wage was $18.50 in 2007. They agreed to take a cut to $16.25 with the 2008 downturn. The pay scale tops out at $32 an hour. They haven't gotten a pay raise since 2008. While the auto giants are turning billion-dollar profits, the current total cost for labor is 5% of that price. Dear Ford, you get what you pay for. This next commenter said, as long as the construction guy making $40,000 keeps buying a $100,000 truck because the Viagra doesn't work anymore, Ford won't change. Another person said, I agree. I own an auto shop and can't believe the questionable build quality that I see from UAW-built vehicles these days. The installation is so inconsistent. I've been pro-union my entire life, but the reliability and build quality outcomes of UAW-built vehicles are embarrassing. Meanwhile, Toyota fit and finish is consistently good. I'm going to chime in about that. There is a difference between Japanese manufactured Toyotas and Toyotas that are manufactured in other parts of the world. There have been automotive engineers who have verified this. They have put a paint meter on the paint thickness between Japanese-made vehicles and Toyota vehicles in other parts of the world. And they have measured the gap thicknesses between Japanese-manufactured vehicles and Toyotas in other parts of the world. This next commenter said, I don't think it's just the union. I do, however, think that there's no evidence to support that the UAW creates better outcomes for manufacturers or consumers. They drive the cost of production up, which squeezes both the manufacturer and drives the cost of vehicles up for the consumer, all while producing a lower quality product than non-union manufacturers. I live in Louisville, Kentucky, where we build the Expedition, Navigator, and Ford Escape. 3 of the worst initial build quality vehicles Ford offers. An hour away, Toyota builds the Camry and the RAV4, some of the most reliable and well-built products Toyota has to offer. Part of that is that Toyota is just more reliable in general, but a huge piece of initial build quality is driven by the person who puts them together. Arguably, they're both pulling from the same workers, the only difference being the UAW is in one shop and not the other. This next commenter said, they build the cars the engineers designed based on the rounded off corners defined by the bean counters whose sole purpose is to enrich the investors. It's not the union workers building the car you should be mad at. It's the guy ordering Chinesium lugs so they can save $3 per car. This next commenter said, this guy gets it. You can have the best workers building a turd made out of garbage, and there should be no expectation of them creating something other than a garbage turd. The next commenter said, for as much as people argue Ford, GM, and Stellantis are all in the same quality bucket, each brand has made a few gems. But overall, you're spinning the roulette wheel when you buy one. They benchmark so heavily against each other. It's a quality race to the bottom. And they only have to build it as good as the competitor while squeezing out as much profit margin as possible. Another individual said, Ford is spotty these days. Post-COVID quality on many brands, not just Ford, leaves a lot to be desired. A good friend of mine is a general manager for a Hyundai dealer. I was planning on getting one through him because of the discount, but he knows me well and knows I'll keep a vehicle for at least 10 years. He told me he'd only recommend a lease because post-COVID built quality isn't really that great. From what he's seen from other dealers, he says Hyundai, Ford, the GM umbrella, the Chrysler umbrella, and Volkswagen are some of the worst at the moment. Well, this person must not understand it's not called Chrysler anymore. It's called Stellantis. Another commenter said, the parts guy at the Lexus dealership said even their cars are experiencing failures right after sale. Sensors, modules, radiators, new cars are just pretty, but they are pretty defective. This person said, even Lexus, ? Wow, it's definitely a bad time to be in the market. Plus, in a few years, the used car market is going to be flooded with unreliable post-COVID vehicles. I'm really hoping this weirdness gets sorted out soon. This next commenter said, yep, I've seen a few Toyota owners having problems too. A mechanic commented and said, we've had 6 new generation Toyota Tundras get engine swaps in the last 6 months at my work. This next individual said, every single new car has a $10,000 headlight assembly that's made of plastic. Now just assume the entire rest of the car is the same way. Well, I'm sure there are cars out there that don't have $10,000 headlight assemblies. He's embellishing a little bit, but I get the point. This next commenter said, I would argue that's Toyota. They are riding the wave of misconception that their vehicles are noticeably more reliable than the competition, which just isn't true these days. Well, my friends, I think that has to do with the particular model that we're talking about. There are some that have been more trouble-free than others. I'm curious what you think about all of this. Do you like Ford quality? If so, tell us about it in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. If you would like to become a channel member, there is a link in the description beneath this video. You can read more about the different membership levels. Please also check out some of the great books I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.